Okay. All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome another Thursday. Um, like I said, I wasn't going to make a promise, but then I had an idea and I wanted to make it happen. So we're going to make it happen. I'll just go ahead and bring you down here for a second. We're doing a split table kind of a situation. I'm going to embrace my inner almost like ARPG imagination, if you will. Um, so we're going to play a modified version of Master of the Sanctum, which if you played Master of the Sanctum, you know has a boss that spawns when you enter the middle of the board. We're going to shift that around a little bit, and we're going to play Master of the Sanctum in a building. So we've got three adventurers down here. Wanted to use Khajiit, so we're using two Khajiit and one of the Dragonborn that I've never used. Also using the slow time dragon shout, which I've also never used. I'm really boring. I've always just used Hus Da. So we're going to play this to where once we pass through the actual front door of this, you come to this door here. So you'll just plop out on the other side. And our Master of the Sanctum is over here. That's Legate Bazendil. So he'll actually come into play once we pass into the building. He's got two heavy armored, we'll call them guards, in there, and then we've got a mage. I did kind of just randomly spawn these around the treasure chests, with the exception of the two heavy armor guys. I wanted them to be in the building as kind of his guards, so that's what we're doing there. We do have an Imperial captain out front, so we've got two masters, a bunch of greens, and one yellow with the mage. But we've got a tiny force out front. We don't know what they're up to. Maybe they're doing something nefarious in there, but it's a low-key operation because over in the building, there's some questionable tables and traps and things that he has set up. So maybe that's a torture house. Who really knows? I certainly do not. So before we actually get started, I am running this on a completely different encoder and everything down here in the game room because I hated what it looked like last week. So we might have to go through some growing pains. We'll run this one set up like this for YouTube. Twitch should be mostly fine. It's basically the same as it is upstairs, but you could watch it wherever you want to watch it. Because we are live on both. Anyways, I am working on these little trays. This is the second version of it. Mainly it's because I got tired of having all of my cards in one stack. I want them broken up by factions. So this is just a spot for the hero cards, the specific adversary cards, and then one spot for the two-sided cards. I'm printing. This is the second print. The first print was just too big. I tried to do some like engraving stuff on the sides, which I don't really think y'all can see, but this is just way too big for what the reality of printing a bunch of these are for housing what is a limited amount of cards. But once this is actually done, I will probably make this just available to whoever wants it for Call to Arms specifically. So they're just going to be individual little boxes with lids, essentially. I might revisit it and try to make the lid have a stackable component, but again, I've never 3D modeled shit, so this has all been a journey, if you will. So we are getting there for sure. But I think we are mostly ready to get started. I do have the Dragonborn Ranger, because I wanted to use a Dragonborn with a bow. There we go. I try to equip people with what they actually have in their hands for the most part. I don't know if glass armor exists. If it does, I don't have it. So she's got the Elven light armor, the glass bow. She does have a Skyforged dagger in her pocket, just in case. And then she has the slow time shout. We've got Kiaro, and he's got a steel armor, steel shield, and steel mace with an extra potion in his pocket. And then we've got the Khajiit thief, little hireling guy with us as well. So a couple other things to note, because this is kind of a makeshift thing, is we've got water that we have to pass through. We're going to just call that difficult terrain. There is something somewhere in here about terrain, but I don't actually know specifically what it is. But we'll just subtract some inches to move through that, like difficult terrain. We're going to apply a little bit of Star Wars Legion logic to that. Same thing with the ladder. I'm not going to do a skill test for the ladder. Oh, what's up, Corwin? Because I think it doesn't make any damn sense to get to a ladder and then roll like a strength check to climb a ladder. It's a fucking ladder, okay? Why? If I'm climbing up rocks, that's another thing, but it's a designated egress point, so we're going to roll with that. So the ladder, again, we'll just subtract like an inch or two or whatever. Oh, there you go. Difficult terrain treated as 2 inches. So every full inch. Okay, yeah, so there you go. Deep water, we'll call that difficult terrain, so every inch is counted as 2 inches, so it'll take 4 inches to get through that water, so something along those lines will kind of suck. Okay. We got our guys out. I have not drawn any quests yet. I haven't used quest cards in a minute, so who's to say I even know or remember how to use quest cards? And they're all mixed up now, so that's unfortunate. I used to have them broken up into your first stage quests and your second stage quests. These look like mostly our first stage quests. All right, let's just shuffle these guys up. Also, it's kind of funny. We were talking about running multiple adversary forces with the dragon. That wouldn't have made any sense to me until I actually read through that volume 2 of the book, the Histories of the Empire book, where it actually specifies how to roll 2 adversary forces simultaneously, so that makes a lot more sense. Read through that this last week. Fetch me the book. At least 3 treasure and or objectives in play. Okay. Each time your model searches a treasure token or controls an objective, they may take an intelligence attribute to search for the book. The same token may not be searched this way more than once. Pass one of these tests to complete the quest. Easy enough. We'll just put that down here. I got to remember to try to do that when I search chest. Which I do have lockpicking on 2 of these guys, so that's... Oh, all right. Let's bring you. For now, we're just going to start on this board because the inside board probably isn't going to be in play yet. Okay, and app. So I've got everybody loaded into the app. Also, something from the Discord. I never really felt like I needed trays, but then I downloaded them and printed them because I didn't have anything printing, and I had a new printer and I wanted to print stuff. It does just look more satisfying, actually. All right. I've rambled long enough. I also, because I say that, and then here I go. I printed the treasure chest token marker thing, so that's what I just have on the board. So all the chests that have little snow circles under them, and then I just have a stack of the tokens I'll just draw from whenever I do that. But I guess I need my dice. This Master of the Sanctum does have a 10-round limit. That is also on a 3-foot board. This is technically missing a third of that. So I think I'm going to go with 8 rounds just to be generous. Maybe that'll come back to bite me. That's just kind of the nature of doing custom scenarios. So put this little guy over here. Round 1. And I guess, you know what? I'm going to flip a token to see who's going to go first because I don't really want to go first, but I don't want to make that choice myself. It's also really dark in here. I'm going to try to fix that at some point because it really bugs me. I guess I'm going to be the head. All right, I guess I'm going first. Okay, well, what's the range on this glass bow? 20 inches. I still don't know where my tape measure has ended up, so we're gonna just have to jury rig this with my 9-inch ruler. So that's 18 I could probably, although... So we got 1. So that's going to be like a total of 4 plus... So if I sprint... I'm going to sprint through this water, so that's 9 inches, but again, we're going to count that as a little bit of difficult terrain. So I'm going to sludge through that river a little bit. Hey, we don't make the rules. That's the way we had to approach. That's not true. I make the rules. I could have started anywhere, but that made the most thematic sense to me. Now the question is can I see that guy? Not really. I could kind of see his little noggin. We're not going to count that as being able to see him. We will, however, hide. Because the Dragonborn is Path of Shadow, which means I can do other stuff. So that's always fun. What the hell is Windwalker? Windwalker. Regenerate stamina keyword while it has light armor equipped. Okay. Oh, at the end of each round. I got you. Okay. So it's like she didn't lose any stamina for that sprint. Sick. Their turn. All right. So I've got Fazendel basically in play and activated, so he won't show up. Activate. Heavy armor. He's going to play the objective. Now, and it might really cause me to get obliterated, I'm going to play the heavy armor people as their objective being Fazendil, because that makes sense. So we're basically just going to move because they're protecting him. Oh, and we'll throw up a block. So we're still going to let the people that are in this building, other than Fazendil because he hasn't spawned yet, play as normal. It's kind of a separate thing. Which it is kind of funny. I've always kind of thought about playing interiors, but I've never really thought about playing interiors in like an ARPG sense. It's always been like, oh, you just take the roof off and you can move around in the physical space. This is infinitely more interesting to me. Back to me. I kind of want to bring somebody up this ladder, if I'm being honest, just because I put it there. So maybe we'll take our little Khajiit thief over there. Night Eye, backstab. We'll have to figure out some of that, but I don't think anything's going to make him run faster. So, again, we've got, call it 2. That's going to be 6 just to sprint. Or 4 for the water, 2, 6 would get me right to the edge of the water. So again, a sprint. Not going to get me, but what, maybe there? And that's minus 2 inches, which would be 1 additional inch for the water traversal. Something like that. Is he Shadow? He is Shadow, so he will also hide. Because might as well take advantage of playing a sneaky thief individual. I'm going to try to play some more different things as far as characters go, because I play a lot of just like adventurers and brute force individuals. So we're going to try to be a little bit more interesting. Imperial Captain, defend near special objective, master from the same faction. He's outside. We're going to take, again, a little bit of liberty here. And I think we're going to move toward the door. And we're going to block. Because I'm essentially playing him as a patrol in front of this house because it's what's in the house that is important. So once people are a little bit more in range, we'll play a little bit more offensively. But technically, as of right now, he doesn't know that anything's happening. So he's just patrolling. Chiaro. Not really. I mean, he's got heavy armor, so he could sprint. 8 minus 2 for 6, so what am I doing? So he is going to sprint and block. And I think our septums were a smidge over 200. It was like 220 something. Their septum count was like 280 or something ridiculous. But that means that we're going for what? 5 actions. And so far they've had 2, so let's get to it. Heavy armor guy wants to attack. He doesn't really have anything to attack. And it'd be this guy here. But what we will do is patrol him up to a more likely place to attack, which is right into the door, or toward the door. Hold the door. And that's fine, because again, I want to keep them kind of in that building specifically. The other guys, if they want to move, can move out. But the heavy armor guys, I'm going to keep in the building, because it's going to make it probably a whole lot worse for me. Activate. Swordsman, he wants to attack. There's not really anybody in range for him to attack. But we can sprint somewhere around here. So he's coming. And now that somebody is finally engaged toward them, we'll count out here as it's happening. So if they get a defend or an attack or something, we'll be a little bit more whatever with that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Archer also wants to attack, so apparently it's all kicking off out here. I'm gonna ignore the 2 stealth people. And you're gonna sprint up here. And we'll shoot at Chiaro. That is a weird shot, but it's fine. Archer, 10 inches. We are in short range, so that's they did have to sprint to get there, so no boost for them, but they're going green, double yellow, looking for 3s. Okay. Getting the tray. Oh, that was 1. Okay, well, it's fine. It's fine. He's got an armor of black. I am tempted just to go with a passive yellow for the shield. Although there's not really anybody else that I'm super worried about right this moment. Is the last action. We're looking for a 4. If we go for the shield will give us red. How many damage we got? 4. You know what? I'm feeling confident. Hey, that shield gives us a red for our armor. So there we go. Perfect. 4. They got a helmet and a piercing 1 up to 10. So I'm still going to take 1 damage. Just kidding. That steel armor has pierce resistive 1. So I lied. So nothing. We're good. And we kept the passive. So we're good there. Okay. All right. That is all 5 of their people. not really much has happened, so I'm not gonna dwell on it too much. I will bring you in here just so you can get a little bit more of a vibe as to what's going on. A gimbal for this is something that I kind of want, because what's up, Annie? That is not pleasant to look at, I know. A little, and I got shaky hands as it is, so. All right, event card. I think I shuffled these. We will shuffle them again a little just to make sure. Choose one of your models. That model must pass an endurance test or receive the disease effect card. That card that I still haven't found because I forgot that I lost it, to be honest. I might actually need it. So give me just a second. Those are all shouts. So professional, I know. Oh, thanks. Here, I'll let you bask in all of its glory while I look for cards that I have lost. I don't understand how I ended up with just the one effect card. It had to get bundled up somewhere. This is also part of why I'm making or trying to design boxes to put stuff in, because I'm sick of dealing with cards in the way that I am dealing with them. I straight up just don't know where it ended up. Unless it's like in one of the books and I was using it as a bookmark. Possible. Well. I'm not kidding. I think it's just straight up gone. Well, it sucks. As I think that might actually affect us. So, what to do? This is just mind-boggling to me. It's got to be a bookmark, and it's in the actual rule book for the roster system, which is upstairs. That's the only thing that makes any sense to me currently. Because for the most part, they just get kind of loosely tossed. What? Whatever. They were stuck up under the shout card, which I guess I actually kind of need the shout card. I'm actually going to use the little dice spots for the shout points instead of the card. 3 shout points. Okay, let's see. What does the disease card do? Endurance and strength. Mainly agility, mainly strength. We'll just put it on the Dragonborn. I think that's probably fine. So we need an endurance test, looking for 4. Hey, all of that for nothing. Didn't even need it. She's resilient. What she gets for being a dark elf. Oh, also, for those of you who watched that painting stream, the green elf, he's no longer green. Don't worry, I fixed it. His hair still has a little bit of green. I said, screw it, that's fine. But I repainted all of his skin, so he looks not like whatever, Steve from... Fuck, I don't know. He doesn't look like an alien, all right? And that's what matters, because I was just looking at him yesterday. It was pissing me off the more I looked at him. Okay, round 2. Start, finally. Jeez. We also got to spawn in 2 guys. We only got 2 guys. I also didn't think of the spawn point. But we'll get somewhat creative. Maybe, because one archer was over here, we'll have one archer spawn back behind the house, and we'll have one swordsman get up from that table. Works for me. New round. Fazendil out of play. Here we go. So everybody is in play now. I don't really want to go first again, but I guess technically I kind of have to go first. Oh God, yeah. I fixed it. Don't worry. It's that was rough. Not one of my better moments. Okie dokie. I am gonna go with let's see, can I get there? 5, 8. I think I can get there. I think I'm gonna charge into this archer with Chiaro, hopefully to draw a little bit of attention because I want to bring our thief around back. So we're gonna sprint our 8 inches. There's also something else that I forget constantly. We're about to lose this. Is that because he has heavy armor, he would not sprint 9. So it's just something I gotta try to remember. So we're looking at 1 red. He also has Bone Breaker. What is Bone Breaker, you ask? Don't worry, I'll tell you. Adds green to its melee attacks with maces. So I get a free green. Love that. Look that up. Totally for your value, not mine. So I've got a red-green by default. I did sprint to get there, so I might just call it a day there and not worry about any boosts. So I'm looking for 4. Perfect. So 2 on the archer. Archer's got an armor value of yellow. So save 1, take 1. That is a dead archer. And don't ever think to get these little suckers out of this container. Victory points. So we'll call that victory point. That is his activation though, and now he doesn't have a block, which is not ideal. Activate archer. Gonna be around the back of the building. I don't have a camera angle set up where you can really see that, unfortunately. So, because this camera, well, hold on. Hey, look at that. You can see it. That's not ideal, but better than nothing. As you can see, the bottom edge of the actual mount for the camera starts to block. So, it is what it is. Anyways, archer, archer, archer. He wants to attack. Unfortunately, Chiaro is a prime candidate for him. And I kind of want to get a little spicy. And go 6. I'm going to sprint 8 up to this hill because it's more dynamic and interesting. I'm going to try to put this camera back where it came from, and I don't know what preset I'd saved it to. None of those. None of those. Oh, oh, oh. Man, I can barely balance the 2 cameras. Hey, there we go. Not that you care, it's preset number 4, I think. I lied. Okay. I am Oh, it's preset number 1. Who'd have thought? Anyways. Okay, Archer. That's definitely a short range shot for 10. So we are going green, double yellow again, looking for 3. That is 5 minus 1 for 4. No dice. Now it's my turn. Let's go ahead and get our thief moving. I believe because they are a shadow and have the sneak skill that I could sprint while being snuck. So we'll hit that. That'll bounce us up to here. And we will just stay ourselves right behind that tree. If you know, you know. Back to them. Heavy armor wants to defend. I looked at the one that just spawned, so that is going to be the one that is going to go. And he is going to just take a little step back. Keep that block. Not the one that just spawned. He didn't spawn. Whatever. It's back to me. And the only person I have left to go with is my Dragonborn. Now, check something real quick. Well, here's a question. How do you actually use slow time? Because it doesn't have a skill associated with it. Like right there. It doesn't have a thing. It's just a red circle. And instead of it having a range thing, it has a little hooded guy symbol, which does that mean that I have to be stealth to use it? This is why I don't use new things. I've just been the whole time looking at stuff in the rule book because I'm an idiot. And in the icons index, I don't see such things. Personal. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Just for him. Got it. Yeah, but in Unrelenting Force, in that circle icon, it has the strength symbol. Not that that's going to focus, but hey, there you go. Whereas that just has a red circle. Again, maybe I should have looked. I'm not going to lie. I was so behind even getting started. I realized about 40 minutes before I needed to start that I still had 83 things that I needed to do to set up for this. So, you know what? We're lucky I'm here at all. Some might think. Shout. Guess I should have just looked up the word shout. Well, this doesn't say anything about. Yeah, this doesn't really say anything about how you actually test for it. So I guess maybe you just pay the cost and it's like a special action, I guess. This does. Dragonborn wants to use Unrelenting Force. 2 Thumbs as using both. Unrelenting Force is a ranged attack with the Force keyword, so the Dragonborn makes a strength test. I'm assuming that this just acts essentially as a consumable, and you just pay the cost of it as a special action. That's my guess. That's what I'm going to go with, because it does not, at least in the old rulebook, say anything about anything. So Yeah, that makes sense. That's what we're going with. I might be a little slow, but we'll get there. Might just take a second. Okay. What do I want to do? I want to shoot at something. I know that much. I'm tempted to shoot at that archer because the archers kind of suck. I'm also tempted to move into place and take a shot at the captain because he's a big beefy boy, and that makes some sense. But that guy's also coming. You know what? We're going to play this thematically. I'm sneaking. He's moving up. He's also getting snuck up on, so we're going to try to protect our guy. We are knocking over trees, which I also have bases already printed for these trees. I just need to paint them and flock them to match. 9. We have a short range of 10 of green, red, yellow. Kind of put all of my points in one basket with this Dragonborn. So green, red, yellow, we're looking for 5. Anyways. Oh, we also would have had an extra red from sneak attack, which I also need to see if I stay hidden. So that is a 5 as well. Okay. Anyways. Honestly, I might just hide again for the second action because I don't really want to get close to anything right this moment. So we're not gonna. Okay. Activate. Swordsman. I don't know why the first swordsman I looked at is that one. So screw it. We'll go with him. He wants to attack, so he is going to get into play, which means 6 inches puts him right outside the door. So he'll have 3 inches. He's going to sprint through the door. Go through the door. And about 3 inches out of the door. And he'll throw up a block. So that's not great. So 3 of them have gone. 3 of me have gone. But now they still need a couple more to go. So 2 more for them. Heavy armor guy wants to defend. So that's just that guy way back in the corner that was already next to Fazendel. He's just going to stay there. And Spell Sword wants to play the objective. He's kind of like a lieutenant, so I think she's going to focus the front room, and the heavy armor guys will focus the back room. So she's going to stay kind of in the tavern side. What is she? Path of... Not Shadow. Sorcery. I think she's just going to kind of shuffle behind the table a little bit. So... that is the end of round 2, going into round 3 of potentially 8, which at this rate, not moving very quickly, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and get an event card. Party must include at least 1 model of Dragon Shouts, deal damage, or inflict status effects at least 3 times. That doesn't really help me because I can't... I mean, I guess technically I could inflict damage by using the extra action twice. So I guess technically I could shoot twice, and I guess the damage on the follow-up attack would be the dealing damage with the shout part. That's my guess. But that spawns 3. There's only 1 to spawn, so we're going to plop the archer in. Actually, we're going to plot the archer getting out of bed. So, end of round 2, going into 3. We are shifting. Had some more people come out. We've had some new people wake up. Heavy armor fellas are defending. Not ideal. So, round 3 start. I should have brought more people, actually. I didn't really think this through. So, round 3, I think I go with anybody. I'm going to get reactions. Now, let me see. Model gains 1 extra yellow on its melee sneak attacks. I am tempted to sneak up and just stab the captain. I could get there with 6. Is there any weirdness with sneak attacks in melee? That is something I have not ever done. I don't know if I've got to do any questionable things. 2023. Model with a hidden token that performs a melee attack must discard the token in exchange for a yellow dice, which is added to the skill test. Target receives no bonus dice. For a block token against melee. Blah, 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 blah. No sneak attack with two-handed. Okay. So basically the same as a bow. Except in this case, I'm just going to get the yellow. And because it has backstab, I will get an extra yellow. And because he's dual wielding, I'll get a handful of attacks. So I guess the first attack is going to be a big attack, and the follow-up attack will be a much smaller attack. So let's hope he doesn't perish instantly, because we are going in on the captain. Oh, so the Path of Shadow actually applies to I guess that makes sense. I don't know why that didn't occur to me, because I knew that when it comes to making a ranged attack with the archers. Didn't think about that in whatchamacallit. So that means my first attack is going to be green double yellow base. We'll get 1 yellow for backstab, 1 yellow for sneak, or 1 red for sneak attack. So I've got triple yellow, green, red. But he's looking for a 3. That's not great, so I'm going to boost this with a green. All right, not that I needed it. So we got 4, we got 2, 4, 5, 6 damage, plus a helmet, which gives him piercing 1. That is a super big first attack, and I love that because it all works out thematically and feels right. Captain does have a block, so let's check for that shield. Looking for a 4. Oh, they get the block. That's sad. So they're going to have double reds. Get rid of that. So they block 4. Nothing for swords, so they block 4, but piercing 1. I don't think they have resist. They do have resist, so they're going to take 2 damage off that first attack, which is still fine. I'm okay with that. That's half their health. Wish it was a little more than that, but that's all right. Ooh, I felt good. Not gonna lie. Get rid of his little sneak attack. And his follow-up attack, which is just a green. Just a green and 1 measly little yellow. And there's a negative in there. Like a +2. So instead of a 3, I'm looking for a 1. Is that right? Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, I think I'm looking I guess I could. But I'm only looking for a 1, right? Because it's got, I think, a +2 modifier to the second attack, because it's supposed to be shittier. Which means his 3 would turn into a 1. Is that right? Yeah, that's... no. It's about as basic of... It's just the Khajiit Thief, the little follower guy. He's just a little fella. Yeah, so I'm not even going to bother wasting another stamina on this. I'm just going to wing it. He's going to crit with this. Oh, shit, son! Oh, my God. Say it ain't so. I can't even make it up. It's live. You saw it. That's so good. This Khajiit. Oh, my God. All right. So he's got the 1 red for armor. And he saves 1, so he takes another 2. That actually puts him at 4. But because he is a master, I believe I have to do the endurance check, which is also something else. I'm, yeah, buy a lottery ticket. Fun fact, I have never once bought a lottery ticket. I don't know, I've never been so inclined. 5 or less. That is a 5, so he is not staggered, incapacitated. And I don't know what token to use for that. So we're just going to put this little skull guy right there. Good thing about that is that he is not going to react, which is good. But the swordsman will react. Ah, man, that felt good. Tax for people who can't do math. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I think I would probably buy lottery tickets in the same way that, like, I drink alcohol, where it's like an occasional thing. If we're like all going somewhere and you're like, ah, fuck it, we'll all buy a $5 ticket. Why not? But it's like something that you do knowing that it's kind of just a waste of money, but like certainly not stopping at the gas station every day on the way home from work to buy lottery tickets. Okay, so Captain, I'm gonna put in the spawn pool for now. And where is swordsman? Activate. He wants to play the objective. Now, he's outside. His objective is kind of... Yeah, I mean, we've been giving them for, like, Christmas gifts and stuff, like stocking stuffers, I guess. Swordsman's going to react. Would he come for me? I feel like he kind of would. You know what? We'll just... Well, he's going to lose that. Swordsman, green, red. He is looking for... He is cautious, so he's going double green, red. Looking for 3. Yeah, we love that. I'm going to have to bring that little fella into all of my games. He's doing great. That's the only guy that would react, actually. So, now it's their actual turn. Imperial Mage wants to fall back. Okay. Something y'all kind of didn't see. She's already kind of behind this table. But I guess you remembered something that she needed off of that table. Well, whatever. So, it is back to little old me's turn. And I think we're going to go with Kiaro. We're going to get engaged so that archer can't shoot me, at least. And I think we need to try to land a hit on... Or I just need to roll damage on the captain. So I think we're just going to move... Try to clear the way a little bit. So he's just going... green, red. I don't know... Or just red? Just red? But he gets the free green. That's right. green, red, looking for 4. I don't know if there was any modifiers to like trying to hit an incapacitated person. That tends to be one of those rules that I just kind of ignore for some reason. And I don't ever seem to, I don't know, find where it is stated clearly. At some point, I'm gonna get the damn updated rulebook. I just don't ever think about it, to be honest. Well, I'm looking for this. Playing WoW a little bit earlier. LFR came out, so we hopped into that just for fun, and they got a single boss raid, which was actually pretty good. They've also got the first 3 bosses of the regular raid, and all 3 of those bosses, just the mechanical style of it was pretty good. Yeah, I don't think you have to roll against them in any way, but I think you still have to land like stuff on them. But I also don't know if you get any sort of any other thing, I guess. And again, even though I try to read through these and tag where stuff is, it doesn't help a whole lot. So whatever, we'll just go green, red. We're looking for 4, and we'll be extra safe. We'll go double green, red. Yeah. Okay. Well, anything for? Oh no way! That mace or that helmet gives us stagger. All right. Well, that's sad. It is what it is. So he moved and attacked. That's his turn done. Back to them. Activate. Swordsman. Still 1 out. He's right there. And he's going to play the objective, which means he's probably just going to come get into this dog pile, but he can't quite get there. So, well, no, he can't see them. So he's just going to... He's going to sprint up the hill. Nice. My turn. I've only got the 1 guy left, and it's the Dragonborn who's not doing anything useful. I do need to start popping off some attacks with this shout, which I never thought about. These player cards trapping my cards. May perform the same action twice. Gain 1 extra action. May perform the same action twice. Gain 1 extra action. May perform the same action twice. In addition, all enemy models within 3 receive a slow token. Kind of like the 2-point version of that, because then I could move into position and then shoot twice. So we're going to do that. Although, actually, how does that work if the shout itself is an action? Because why... How would the 1-point shout of that ever work? Because if it costs an action, then you only have 1 action left, and if you spend 1 point that lets you perform the same action twice... Am I an idiot? Is that wording confusing to anybody else? That doesn't make any sense. Status effects any number of these. Fast, too fast. Any number of these. Any number on the skill dice hits. Crits as normal. Resolve damage normal. Oh, okay. Well, that makes me feel better. So he's gone. Because I had the 1 damage. I just didn't have the skill dice result. So, sweet. Thank you. So he is dead. That is 3 little skill points. Now onto my other conundrum. That would make sense. Because otherwise, the 1 point of that would never apply in any way. Now, the disappointing part of that is that takes me out of stealth, I think. Because it did say you can't shout while stealthed. But then it's like, not really shouting, are you? I don't know. That's fine. We'll drop out of stealth. We'll do that. We're going to spin the 2 things. We're going to move. We're going to double shoot. Whether this is correct or not, who the hell knows? Because it's what we're doing. So, sue me. Don't actually. I'm broke. Oh, we'll shoot at the swordsman first. Don't know why I measured that. Like I couldn't see that was shorter than 10 inches. Green, red, yellow. Green, red, yellow. Looking for 5. Good grief, man. I don't know what I'm paying this full for. Is this 10 inches? That is. Oh, well, I measure vertical. Oh, yeah, we're fine. I always just measure flat. It just makes it easier to get around. So, same exact attack. Green, red, yellow. Looking for 5. There is no shot that this bitch has blank rolled 3 attacks in a row. Oh my gosh. Man, I sure am glad I put all those points into her so that my 30-point Khajiit thief could be smiting people off the face of the planet, and this bitch hasn't hit a single thing in 3 attacks. That is just... Oh, that sucks. Anyways. Heavy armor, objective. So we'll just... drop this guy back more. Keep him blocking. That's going to be an absolute nightmare when I get in there. So that's going to suck. That is 4. They had 1 reaction, so I think they've got 2 more. Not Fazendil. Archer. That guy. That archer has not gone yet, I don't think. So we'll go with our... Well, actually, hold on. Yeah, that was last round. So our archer wants to defend, so I think he is going to shoot Kiaro, because Kiaro is not engaged. We've got 9 inches. So we're good in 10. Green, double yellow. We'll go double green, double yellow, looking for 3. Okay, that's piercing 1. Kiaro has 1 black dice. Pierce resist of 1. So... no pierce, save 2. He's good. Isn't anybody within 6? I don't know if they would hide, to be honest. So, because they are Path of Might, and they ain't feeling it. So, I think they've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more. Heavy armor guy. He's just going to stay there. Although he does want to attack, so we'll move him, give or take 6, up to the doorway. So he's a little bit more spicy, but I want to try to keep them in that room because it's going to be... Hell, I don't think I'm going to have enough damage to get through all of it to even get to him, but we'll see. That is the end of round 3. Going into round 4. So... event card. Choose one of your models. That model may re-roll any number of dice from its skill test. Okay, this is absolutely going on the Dragonborn because she needs everything she can get. Spawns 2. We don't have anybody new to spawn, so nothing there. Yeah. Haven't looted anything, so the quest doesn't really matter right this moment. And at this rate, I'm not going to have time to try to loot anything. So, as far as our up close excursion, nothing's really changed in here except for this back room still gonna suck. So, yeah. All right, round 4. I'm 1 point short of upgrading anybody. So, we're not going to do that. And we go on. I am tempted to run my ass through that doorway with Chiaro. But then he's going to get dogpiled in there. I kind of need to go in as a group, I think. I could use... You know what? We're going to do this again. We're going to 2-point shout, because that's all I will have at this point. To do the 1 additional action and 2 same actions. We're going to try the same thing again with the Dragonborn. And hopefully... Do they all fit? Yeah, they all kind of fit. She's down there. You can see her. It's fine. So we're going to have green, red, yellow. I am going to boost for precision. I don't remember what Windwalker was. What was Windwalker? Windwalker. Oh, yeah. Regenerate stamina. Yeah. Okay. Even better. So, yeah. We're going to boost. We're looking for 5. All right. Well, fuck me, I guess. At least we hit something. That's 2. Our archers got what? Armor of yellow. Helmet actually gives me piercing 2. That archer doesn't have any pierce resist, so they're just straight up dead. We love that. So that is a dead rooftop, hilltop archer. Bloop. That is a victory point. And we're not going to boost the second attack on our swordsman down here. We got green, red, yellow, looking for 5. Perfect. Helmet for double piercing. Swordsman. Need 3 for his shield. No shield. And he has an armor of yellow. So he is dead either way. About time this bitch showed up. Swordsman. It's also going to get kind of spicy once we get in there because people are going to start spawning at the beds that are in there. So, but now we can move. And we will just regular move up. We can loot that chest. We'll just uncover it. Pop that there. Although I guess I could loot it for free, actually. So I guess I might as well try. 5. We've got a lockpick of 1, I think. So I'm looking for a 4 or less. Okay, well. Call that good on that. We also need to take an intelligence check to see if we find the book. 3 or less. Okay, we're an idiot. Got it. Treasure. Raw. It is a bow. The ancient Nord bow. I like the glass bow better, so I'm not going to worry about that. All right. Sweet. This is all good. That swordsman, though, is going to react. That swordsman is going to react. So, go in here. Make sure we're all cleared up. That guy out. Swordsman. He's going to defend. He's going to attack. He's already engaged with the thief, so that's what he's going to go for. He is cautious, so he's going double green, red. Looking for 3. Right, just chuck a green off the... Oh! Anything for helmet? Nope. So, nothing for him. And I guess I'll throw up a block. There's a real sad way that this could go. And we're probably going to go for it. Their actual turn. Heavy armor objective. Again, we're just going to have these guys kind of milling about in this room back here. Because I said so, actually. So it's back to me. And I've got a choice to make, don't I? I think 4, that's going to leave us 3 rounds. We could burst in there and go for it, but we all need to be able to go. So we need to be able to get rid of that guy. Let's go with the thief and see if we can't get rid of the swordsman and prepare to go into the building. Man, I love the way this is working out, actually. So we got green, double yellow for his first attack. Looking for 3. Might as well boost. So we'll go precision. Looking for 3. 8 minus 5 for 3, which is perfect. Except for these blank dice, so that's unfortunate. His follow-up attack is green yellow for looking for 1. God damn, he's glorious. Have another one. That's 3 damage. I think that he's dead because there's nothing he can do about it. He's only got 1 yellow. He does have a block. Hold up. Boink. So he's looking for 3 for the shield. Okay, perfect. Now he's only got the yellow. He saves 2, takes 1. That's enough. Our main character continues on, and at this point, you best believe he's the main character. God. Him and his glorious Khajiit tail and ears and stuff. All right, we have cleared the outside. Good. Am I within 3 of that chest? Yes, technically I am. Let's check it. It is a, well, right there. He does have lockpick of 4, but he's looking for a 2 or less for that one. God bless America! This man is on fire. I think that's 2 treasures for our little guy. A torch and some Daedric armor. Hell yeah. Honestly, if I can get the Daedric armor on old buddy there, that would be good. I don't remember the logistics of trading stuff, actually. Might have that on my little cheat sheet of actions. Maybe. Swap rearrange inventory and equip upgrade cards alone or with models within 2 inches. So yes, I can spend an action to give that to him. So that's good. Because he's the only one that can wear it, I think. Daedric armor. Yeah, it's heavy. So Yarrow could wear it. That would be a big upgrade for him. And he's within 2, so we'll probably do that off rip at the start of the next round. But they've got a bunch of people to go with, so let's go. Not him, because he's not in play yet. Okay, the mage wants to fall back again, which I think everybody left is in here. So we're just going to move her toward the door. Sweet. Archer wants to defend. I think we're just going to move him kind of here. At this point, he would kind of know there's some shit going on. So he's going to move up into that cover, kind of. 1, 2, 3, 4. They've only got 1 guy left. Heavy armor guy wants to attack. So we will move this dude up as well. So they all hear there's some stuff going on. They're all kind of getting ready for it. This is going to suck, by the way. We might have to roll with the 10-round limit just because of how congested I've built the thing. We'll figure that out momentarily. Oh, also, because I successfully looted this chest, because our main character is fantastic, I've got to do his intelligence check for the quest. I forgot. He's only got an intelligence of 2. Let's see. All right. Well, you know, had to happen at some point. Okay. Back out. We will be going into round 5. Yarrow, I think, is about to get dogpiled. Give me the card. Doesn't give him any extra health. Doesn't up his strength. The only bonus he gets is an extra stamina and some conditioning. Well, might not actually go with that. All right, we'll level the Dragonborn up. And we're gonna have to get in there, man. Oh gosh. New round. Event card. Choose one adversary model within 8 inches of one of your models. Technically, that doesn't apply, so lucky me. It does spawn one guy. We'll do this the right way. We got, what, 2 swordsmen and an archer. Spawn. It's an archer. We'll spawn that archer up at that bed. There we go. Okay. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So technically, we are right at the halfway point. So we have cleared the board. This is okay. This is okay. Don't worry about it. As far as we have cleared the outside. Our little band is getting ready to go inside, where there is, at this point, a force getting ready to come and get us. And there's a dog down there. So, all right. Need a dog cam. Something that just, like a GoPro on her back. Oh, boy. Let's see. Do I go? I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go with the thief first. And what we are going to do is swap this armor to Chiaro. So we're just going to give that to him. And then we're going to hide. Those are going to be his actions. So that way, we very well could sneak in behind Chiaro and get a big hit on somebody. That's the plan. We're going to go with that. All right. Riveting stuff, I know. Activate. Heavy armor guy wants to attack. Now, this is where things get a little bit weird. Because technically they're already at the threshold of the door. But that's okay. We'll just shuffle one of those up. Again, like at this point, stuff would be happening inside. So I'm okay with that. And I don't want them just to do nothing. But that being said, I will have one singular shout point. Also, your party includes deal damage or inflict 3 times. So I still need to do damage one more time using the shout in some capacity to get those points. I think we're going to be, whether that's how that works or not, I don't really know. Also, question, actually, for those of you watching, this would actually be good to know. Would you prefer the camera stay on the table at all times, or when I am talking, would you want me to toggle to this when I'm looking at rules and going through that stuff just for a change of visuals? Or do y'all just want it to stay table focused and me just be in my little bubble? Question for you. There you go. It is my turn. I think I'm going to go with Yarrow. And for safety's sake, we are going to run in and engage with the heavy armor guy because he is 4 inches. That's 2 inches, so we could get there for sure. So Kiaro into the building, through the door, straight into engagement. Also, if you like these wood panels, that would be the video that was out recently on the channel as to how I actually made these. And then I made all these walls specifically for this purpose. It turned into a whole thing for like what began as one very simple idea. Kiaro, my man, let's go. He's going to have green, red. Looking for 4. I think I'm going to get greedy and go for a power swing here. So we got green, red, yellow. Looking for 4. Perfect. Stagger on the helmet, which I believe means he can't boost his attacks. Yeah, I already struggle enough trying to swap between presets on this for the cameras, the actual scenes themselves, and myself. But we'll see. We'll see. To be fair, if I just did it more often, I'd probably remember. So we got 2 damage. Stagger on him. He does have a shield. Heavy armor guy rolling for 3 on the shield. That's sad. He's going to have double reds. Okay, well. Yeah. All right, well. No stagger because no damage was landed, I believe. But that does get rid of his block token, so I'll take it. Yeah, that's true. I also don't want to be like constantly flipping between cameras. I already feel like the angle shifts kind of a lot. And I don't ever really know how long I'm going to be talking for. But specifically when I pick up that rule book, I know it's coming. Heavy armor, definitely going to react here. Oh no. I hit the wrong button. Son of a gun. Okay. Heavy armor. Oh, he's not going to react because he's actually the one who went. So, just kidding. Caused all that problem for nothing. The mage is going to react, though. And... So, mage and the heavy armor is going to react. Now... Is there something I'm looking for this guy? Adversaries only spawn in the scenario once has been with. I don't remember if technically the master is supposed to come into play. Spawn the master in contact with the player model, successfully interacts with the sarcophagus. The model activates in every subsequent round. So he is technically spawn, but he's not going to come into play because technically by that wording, he will come into play afterwards. So he will be in the latter 3 rounds, essentially. So that's fine. Mage. We'll go with the mage. First, reaction. Fall back. In range LOS, ranged attack. Okay, so they're going to move, although nothing I can really do. So in this case... They're just going to move. Other heavy armor guy is going to defend. He's just going to come get into the mix. Let's be... Lose that block. He is cautious, so he's going double green red. Looking for 3. Nothing for the helmet. Nothing for the Oblivion symbol, so he's just got 1. Kiaro in his fancy-ass Daedric armor is black-red. And that helmet would add another red just for laughs. There we go. So he's perfect. Not gonna lie, Couldn't have asked for something better to come out of that. Chest. Might want to finish that sentence. That's all the reactions. Now it's their actual activation. Archer wants to play the objective. I guess technically I looked at this Archer first. But what's he going to do? He can't do anything. 3 toughs. 2 toughs. Archer 9. Not 8. So technically all 3 tough would go. And it is this guy. So you know what? I'll take it out of my hands. We'll just scooch him up behind the table. I will say, and maybe it's because it's entirely different than what I'm used to with the interior setting and the wood and the tables and stuff. I love the way that this looks and feels from a gameplay perspective. The like claustrophobic nature of it. It has that like warmer tone, I guess. So it like, I don't know. It just feels a little bit more cinematic to me than like the outside stuff. I have thought about going down the rabbit hole of doing lighting, like little baby lights. I can't solder for shit, so who knows? So it is my turn now, which this is good, actually, that I'm getting a bunch of reactions off Kiara. This is kind of what I wanted. And I think... kind of need a 2-point shout to do what I wanted, so that's unfortunate. I was tempted to sneak and then go through the door and try to get a shot off on Fazendel with like a big shot, but I don't think I would get there. I can't go with him because he is already gone. Yeah, it seems like all this hobby is rabbit hole. I've got to do something with the Dragonborn. What do I do with the Dragonborn? You know what? We're just going to kick open this door and shoot this bitch in the face. I'm being honest. We'll use this camera angle now that we're actually in here. So she's coming through. That's going to be 5 inches. So she's just going to get right through the door. And she's going to shoot this bitch in the face. So we're going green, red, yellow. Oh, hold on. Let me move some stuff for the dog. Oh. You want to lay right here? Oh, green, red, yellow, looking for 6. We also have quick shot now. What is quick shot? Model may perform 2 shoot actions with the same bow in a single activation. Well, that seems really strong. I don't even have to shout to do that. Huh. Okay. Hold on a second. I have to make a complaint about these trays. It's hard to get stuff out of that. Oh, I'm not going to lie. I haven't looked at any of the keywords for this Dragonborn. Also pretty sure that that's not a... Go down the rabbit hole. Glade Walker. Difficult terrain that are woodland based as normal terrain. All right, well, I guess I wouldn't have been affected really by the river. That's fine. Shouts, resistance, charm animal. All right. So I can shoot twice, huh? But are they separate actions? Quick shot. Single activation. Yeah, okay. So I could move and shoot. Nice. All right. I am not going to boost this. I'm looking for 6 or less. Nice. Okay, well, technically, we're going to be generous. We give her 2 yellows, 1 for cover, 1 for armor, but I don't think it matters. Save 3. Take 2. Dead Archer. We love to see it. That is a victory point. And I could shoot again, but not really. Again, shooting through people gets a little bit weird. I kind of hate those kind of rules as much as I understand them. But if we were playing a multiplayer game, I would still absolutely try to shoot through that. So I'm just going to do it anyways. It's 20 inches, which we are well within. That's just going to be double yellows. So looking for 6. Nice. 3 on the mage. Armor value of yellow. Oh, 3 damage on the mage. That is a dead mage. All right, well. Again, she had to show up at some point, I guess. Poor mage didn't do anything. She was just minding her own business and got a door kicked open and 2 people got murdered. Pretty cool, actually. I'll take it. Let's see. Mage. So the last archer to go is this archer. He wants to defend. That is a weird sentiment from this archer, so we're just gonna hide behind that. What's the thing called? Stockade? Just in case. Now, can we shoot anything? Question. Their long range is 20. So, hey, they'll just give it right back to me. They got a yellow. They're cautious. They did not sprint, I don't believe. No, they would have sprinted. So they just got just a yellow. Looking for 3. Perfect. Okay. That, I believe, is the end of round 5. Going into round 6. I'll deal with this chest next game. There's a chest in that corner. Right there. And we'll just cover it. Yep. I'll deal with that next game. So our Khajiit thief is still right outside the door of the building. It's kicking off inside. Chiaro is exactly doing his job. This couldn't be more thematic if it tried, which we love to see. Let's come out here. So the winds have calmed outside. Khajiit thief is probably out of breath from carrying the whole battle out there. That's fine. Event card. Draw stage 1 quest. You may immediately choose to discard your current quest. I don't think I'm going to do that. No, that's an assassination Dark Brotherhood quest, and I don't want to do that. Go. One person spawns. Not that. Oh, well, no, yeah, I guess he would spawn. It's the spell sword. And we'll spawn him at the south bed. Okay, round 6. We've got Khajiit thief on his way in. We got another mage joining the fray. We've got some relatively cool stuff going on. Our not green fella is going to join in also, so stuff might get a little interesting. Technically, this has gone better than I would have thought, but keep this on the north and keep the other camera on the south. I am going to be going first. And I think we gotta do it, to be honest. We have got to sprint from the outside, which is about an inch in. I think he should have full stamina right this moment. I'm going to sprint just so I can get around behind. That way, just in case things go really well, I could attack both of them. Because if I just go through the door and straight into them, I'm only going to be engaged with one of them. So we'll sprint. Again, I love the way that comes across. That's just so funny to me. Okay. Khajiit Thief. Green, double yellow for his base. He will get a yellow for backstab. He will get a red for sneak attack. We are looking for a 4 or less. Damn it. That is a 5. And nothing for any of those symbols that would help. That. He just could have had it all. Alright, so our other attack is going to be green, yellow. Looking for a 2. This man is just a crit fiend. They've got a armor of red. So, absolutely nothing. Oh, that gives him an extra yellow. Okay, save 2, take 3. So he at least got one of them. I'll take. Just get rid of this thing. It could have been fantastic. It ended up just being fine. That's all right. Okay, I think I've got everybody in play that is in play. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fellas. We got 4 in play. Perfect. Okay. We'll also go ahead and... I'm not going to loot that chest on him, because I'm going to do it on Chiaro, because it's free. I don't need to worry about lockpicking or anything. And if he gets something good, he can equip. So, I'm not going to worry about that. That is a victory point. Which now we have enough. We could do some leveling if we need to. I kind of wish you could level the little hirelings, but I understand why you can't. So heavy armor guy is the only guy that will react here. He's going to melee attack Chiaro. What's he got? Green, red. Going double green, red. Looking for 3. Oh, that was lucky. It was on, and it just barely rolled off, so that's good. So he's got 2 damage. Chiaro, black, red armor. Oh, yeah. Chiaro, honestly, should be perfectly fine now, because if anybody watched the narrative series before, Daedric armor carried big time. All right. So it is their actual turn. Fellsword Mage wants to fall back. All right. She's not feeling it. She's like, oh, hell no. I just woke up. I ain't getting in there. She's just going to hide in that corner and hope to God she can sneak out a window. Yeah, that would be perfectly fine, honestly. Just some sort of something that you could do with them. Because most time it does kind of feel like the inevitability of when they're going to die. Which, again, maybe that is the point. Okay, now it is my turn. I have 2 points of shouting. I I think I'm going to go for it here. So we're going to pop a special action. We're not going to be able to hide. That's fine. We're going to pop the special action with the Dragonborn. That's going to give us an extra action and can perform the same action twice. Actually, do I even need that? Because now that I've got quick shot, I can shoot twice. Although technically your verbiage gets weird because if I could perform the same action twice, it's attack. But with quick shot, it lets you shoot twice within the same action. Does that mean you could shoot 4 times? That doesn't seem like it would make any sense, so I'm not going to do that. But one extra action. Move. I don't guess I actually need that just because of the quick shot rule. I'm not going to do anything with the shouts right this moment. So we'll just leave that there. We are going to move 6, yeah. Do I need to sprint at all? What's my range? I need short range of 10. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so we got to move, and then we'll get a double shoot. We're going to go straight for the assassination of Fazendil. Fazendil? Close enough. I thought it was fitting that as Commander of the Rift and the board I set up was kind of like, you know, yellow and orange. Okay, that's something I gotta try to remember. All right. So we've got a green, red, yellow. Looking for 6. I can't power shot. I think I don't remember what that keyword is. Is it Ranger? I thought Ranger has to do with melee. I know Rayloff has it. I think that lets him boost and get an extra yellow. That's fine. We will go for a precision shot on this first one. Why not? Looking for 6. 3, 5. Okay, that's good. That's brings us down to 3. Helmet is. Oh, I guess I kind of messed that up earlier. I think it's just long range that has piercing too, which kind of makes sense. Piercing has. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We got 3 damage. Fazendil has armor of red. Nothing for swords. Perfect. So he saves 1. He's going to take 2. Mark his card. 2. And now we shoot him again. Looking for 6. Perfect. 3 damage again. Takes 2 again. That puts him at 4 of 5. He's probably not thrilled. It's their turn. Activate. All right, well, yeah, he's not thrilled. He wants to defend. Now, that's the weird thing, because he technically is the objective. So, perform the attack response targeting the closest model to the special objective. A little bit of a weird sentiment, but he's just going to retaliate, because he doesn't really have anything to defend except for himself. Kind of. So... sprint. Yeah, I think he can sprint. Although he has heavy armor, so only gets the 8 inches. So technically, he cannot sprint. But man, he's gonna come and have his hands on his hips and look really disappointed. Okay. Oh my god, that's so funny. Love it. Look at him. He's just an inch away, mean mugging. That's so funny. Ugh, love it. Okay. My turn. And all I've got is Kiaro. So, Kiaro, we're going to open this chest. Scroll of Dragonhide. Okay, did I not shuffle this treasure deck from the last time? We'll take the intelligence check for the book. 3. Hey, we did it. That's 3 victory points. 1 victory point. 1 victory point. And quest complete, which is good. Now, I don't have another choice but to try to beat. Yeah, that's fair. But hey, at least he's not green. What a mess. Okay, Kiaro, let's beat some ass. Green, red, looking for, you know what? I'm gonna power swing, looking for 4. 6 minus 1 for 5. Damn you, Kiaro. Or it's Carjo. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, he'll just block. Just to be safe. Activate. Archer wants to defend. No, that's backwards. That's my bad. Archer back there wants to defend. I think I'm going to take a little side step, and then we're going to shoot the Dragonborn. Sure. That is probably short range. And, yeah. We're going to have double green, double yellow. Looking for 3. Perfect. That's going to be piercing 1 up to 10. Yep. So 2 with piercing 1. Dragonborn's got double yellows. Oh, well. Save 3, pierce the 1, save the 2 still, so we're good. That's the first armor attack, or armor save that I've had to make with Dragonborn. Which, I guess that means I'm kind of doing the shadow thing correctly. And, well, you know, whatever. Okay. That is all of their people and all of my people. So that is new round. Round 7 of the potential 8, which seems like that might be just the right amount. Event card. Choose a hero. That hero gains +2 wisdom and intelligence, but -1 strength. That doesn't do anything for any of my people. So I will just put that on Dragonborn. Dragonborn also still has Divine Inspiration. That spawns 2 people. Got a heavy armor guy. Spawn him at the door. And a swordsman, and we'll spawn him at, did I say the door? The bed. This guy is going to be real confused why there's a mage in that corner. Which? That's funny. This is so funny to me. I don't know why. It's just like, he just got shot in the back, and then he just has to run over and just... Okay. Nope, already did that. They went last, so I will be going first. I guess technically I might as well just go with the Dragonborn and shoot Fazendil, because he's the target, technically. So we'll just do that. So we'll have a green, red, yellow, looking for 6. We'll boost it, why not? Only 2, nothing for swords. He's got an armor value of red. and actually gives them yellow. So saves both of those. And then our second attack, second shoot, looking for 6. Okay, perfect. Saves 2, so he takes 1. That puts him at his wound threshold, so he needs a endurance check of 4. That is an 8, so he is dead. And that is game. And that would give us another 3, so that's what, 3, 6, 9, 10, 13. 13 victory points. We completed a quest. We killed Fazendil. We didn't lose anybody. And that went about as well as I possibly could have hoped in terms of like playing with the shadow people and going with the difference of buildings. I could see doing that a separate way with like a castle keep and doing the stone stuff for the interior. And having a little bit more freedom to pass between the two for the enemies. I specifically was playing the heavy armors as bodyguards in the building with Fazendil, because technically the captain and her kind of guard were outside. A little bit of a weird thing. That is technically just more or less straight up using Master of the Sanctum rules to kind of come up with a whole different setting and way to play that. So I'm actually really, really satisfied with that. I absolutely love the wood panels and the interior stuff and the way that all that kind of came out. And I'm glad I'm actually getting some use out of this board that I built on the channel, because I was not happy with the color. Once I actually started doing terrain setups on it, I just wasn't loving it to me. So I'm glad to be getting some use out of that. There is a video coming out on Friday for painting the Draugr tomb walls. If you are interested, I think they came out really good and they're really, really easy to do. So that's coming. Also, if y'all were not here at the very start, I am trying to make these trays for your hero cards, your adversary cards, and your follower cards for the factions. I'm test printing. Well, hell. It's already done. Right now, this ends up very small, but was test printing a lid for this, but the tolerance might be a little too tight. So I might need to increase that and try that again. That's too small. But that's the idea. That way I could create a stackable, well, I say stackable. They're just flat-topped lids. But I'm tired of the way those cards are, so we're doing something else. And we'll, once this is done, it'll be available for whoever wants them. So that is all I got for today. What's tomorrow? Friday. We might be painting tomorrow. I did paint one of the Dark Brotherhood people last night also, and I'm really happy with how those came out. And again, it's a really simple, straightforward way of doing them. So we might paint one of those on stream tomorrow. Video on Friday tomorrow as well. That's all I got. All right. I appreciate y'all sitting here and hanging out and yapping with me and helping me figure out what the F is going on. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. It went about as well as I had hoped. So that is it for this one. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow, probably. See ya. The power of the dark side.